How's everybody doing? My name's Pat Corrigan. I hail from Rochester, New York. I live in Buffalo. Um, I did my 3-day food diary experiment or project on one of my closest friends' nephews or cousins. I'm sorry, little cousins. He's 14 years old. 13 or 14 years old. I think he just turned 14. He is 66 inches tall and weighs about 125 pounds, 130 pounds, give or take, right in there. I talked through the phone since I live in Buffalo. I couldn't get back to Rochester, but I talked to their parents through the phone that I know pretty well, and asked them if they wouldn't mind if I did a little project on their son, and they loved it. He's very active. He plays 2 sports. Just got done. He's played football this year, and he loves playing baseball as well. So he's pretty active. He also loves sitting around at home playing video games as well. So, and eating some junk food, but that's what I'm here for. And that's what we're all here for. But that being said, so I had them do a 3-day food diary. I told him, or the kid, Dennis, that's the kid's name, to try the best he can to keep track of all the foods that he eats throughout the day: breakfast, snacks, lunch, dinner, more snacks, whatever. What he eats, drinks, anything. So, and I also had his parents kind of try and keep on him because you know how 14-year-olds can be. So, so just real quick, you go through some of the stuff that he's eating. Day 1, if he had scrambled eggs, 16 ounces of water, but then he has a Monster Energy drink. I don't know where he got it. I don't know if his parents have him at the house or dad drinks them or whatever, but had one of those. Then he had snack, was a granola bar, which isn't too bad. Then lunch, he ate at school this first day, and he had 2 slices of pizza, carton of apple juice, and one of the hand-sized bag of Doritos that we all used to eat. And then I think that was it. Yeah, that was it for that. And then for dinner, he had a little Chipotle burrito. Then a 12-ounce Diet Pepsi, one of the little cans, I think. So first day kind of stands out, kind of eating those convenient foods that we all in our field try to stay away from. There's really no cooking besides in the morning. I mean, the scrambled eggs are good. Water is good in the morning, but then he hits it with the Monster Energy drink, which we should try to stay away from, especially for a 14-year-old kid. Well, anybody for that matter. So, that being said, I mean, no lunch. I don't know too much of what they serve at lunch nowadays in school, but it's, I don't know how broad the choices are now, but obviously he chose pizza over something that is healthier. But he's 14 years old and he doesn't really know. So, and Chipotle, I mean, you can make it somewhat healthy. Stick to a burrito bowl. You can do a little white rice, chicken, minus the sour cream, and you could have a little cheese, a little bit of protein, or no cheese, guacamole, and salsa and lettuce. So that could be bad unless he lets you put a little extra additives on there. So that's it for the first day. So I can see already, he's not really eating all that well. But as 14 or 15-year-olds, when did we? it obviously starts with the parents and not putting blame on the parents. Like they are fairly healthy individuals. They stay active. They try to do home cooked meals, healthy home cooked meals as much as possible. But sometimes they have pretty crazy work days. They both work for the big four accounting firms, so they're working all day. So they can't always, they don't always have time to prepare their food. So that's something that down the road we'll have to figure out or down the road we can figure out a specific time. You could do meal prep days together, or some of that, but that's a little bit later. So day 2, we see he didn't eat breakfast. He told me they all got up late and they had to rush him to the bus for school, so I think he grabbed a granola bar out the door. So right there, you don't get a chance to jumpstart your body, fuel it the right way. You can't boost the metabolism. So he's starting in the negative right there. So then he had a snack, was another granola bar. So just two granola bars, the Nature Valley bars, right off the bat in the morning. So we got some refined grains there. So that's not ideal, but for lunch, his school lunch again, he had a pepperoni Hot Pocket. Happened to bring a Chobani yogurt. Not a bad choice. Good. And then a 16-ounce bottle of water. Another granola bar. I don't know why he's getting all these granola bars. He's got quite a few of them for a snack. And then dinner, they had turkey gravy, stuffing, mashed potatoes, another 12-ounce Diet Pepsi. So, dinner, I'm fine with the dinner right there. Turkey gravy, stuffing, mashed potatoes. Would even like to see, a side of dark leafy greens, gravy, depending on how it's prepared. They really didn't specify how it was prepared, but mashed potatoes, good complex carbs. You could even do sweet potatoes or yams. Very good source of carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. Excuse me. And then another Pepsi at the end. He's probably jumping off the walls with his parents, trying to get him to bed. But if we can refrain him from drinking some of these sodas or Monster energy drinks, a lot of the nutrient analysis that I'm going to discuss will kind of fix itself. So finally, day 3, breakfast. He had a bowl of Cheerios. I think he said 1 bowl of Cheerios, so about a cup and a half, and then a 2% milk. I think it was about a cup or 2, and 8 ounces of orange juice and 12-ounce glass of water. That's the best breakfast so far. So did not have a snack in between breakfast and lunch. He actually brought lunch from home. His parents made a little bag lunch, which is perfect. He had a little grilled chicken sandwich. I think he had some whole wheat bread, 6-ounce grilled chicken, so it was a little baby one, but still good. Had some lettuce, provolone cheese, sliced tomato, and I think he loves barbecue sauce, so we put a little barbecue sauce all over there. Then had a 12-ounce Gatorade and another Chobani yogurt. And then snack, another Monster energy drink. So 12 or 8-ounce Monster energy drink. So got to get rid of those. Dinner, he had a steak. His dad cooked him up some sirloin steaks. Had some mashed sweet potatoes, which is perfect. and asparagus, and then another Pepsi. So looks like he's doing good for on some of these, and then kind of kills it with a Pepsi or a Monster or a yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much right there. But so he's under eating. He's 14 years old, so he's pretty average height and weight for a 14-year-old. So he's in pretty good health. The only thing is, just ask his parents about past medical histories and stuff, just kind of getting a feel for what they're, what's going on. His mom's mother, I believe, had a bout with breast cancer, but everything's all good now, so thank God. So, and a history of diabetes on the mom's side as well. So that's obviously something to look out for. So that's why we need to, when you get kids this young, it starts with the parents and get them to kind of set a better food example or healthier example for their siblings for their children. It's kind of hard, being young, telling older individuals how to feed their child, but sometimes people don't know what to look for, what to feed, what are the healthy choices, how to shop, where do we look for the healthier foods, but that's what we're molded to do. We're molded to tell people. So looking here at the nutrient analysis, he as a 14-year-old should be getting about 2,000 calories a day. He's sitting at about 1,500. So he's under, but he's not extremely under. So you take out a couple of those Monsters and sodas and put it with substitute with a cup of broccoli or vegetables or sweet potato, regular potato. We can kind of boost that up, so he's not feeling a little lethargic throughout the day. But that also could be because he's consuming so many refined sugars and caffeine through the Monsters and soda pops. So he's crashing towards the end of the day, or when he's in school. So his protein's good. He's about 84 grams. Might be a little tad high, but should be getting about 46 grams. So that's good. Carbohydrates about 196 grams. Target was about 130, so he's okay there. Dietary fiber is under. He's about 13 grams and should be getting about 25 grams. So we all know dietary fiber is going to help our digestive system a little better, run smoothly, so we can digest all this. All the foods that he's eating. It's just a healthier way to clean out our system. Got about 83 grams of total sugar, so we want to cut that down easily. Just tell him, have one soda every 3 days, or not every day, and then slowly but surely cut them down, to hopefully he doesn't need it anymore. Added sugar is about 45 grams. Total fat's okay at 29%, in between 20 and 30% calories. Saturated fat is 11% calories. It's just a tad over the 10% calories that is targeted. So that's just cutting out some of the convenient foods that he's eating. Where are we at here? So linoleic acid, he's below. He's getting 9 grams. Should be getting 12. It's not too bad. We can boost that up relatively quickly. And omega-3 fatty acids, he's about 8 milligrams. And omega-3 DHA, he's about 44 milligrams. So 14-year-old, I know he's young, doesn't really get inflammatory issues, whatever, but it's never too late. Get some lean meats, some fish, dark leafy greens. Great source right there. It doesn't need to put any supplements in, or put any supplements in a 14-year-old, but you can get everything your body needs from the food we eat. So, that being said, cholesterol. Some of his cholesterol levels are a little high. 449 milligrams. Should be around under 300. So that's a little alarming. But again, could be the some of the Pepsis he's drinking, Monsters, Monster Energy drinks. So once we straighten him out with some of that stuff that he shouldn't be eating, this should all kind of fall into place for him. Again, the convenient foods, the slices of pizza. I'm sure there's choice of some poultry at school, or a side, or a salad, and mix it up with some chicken or something. But 14-year-olds aren't always worried about what they're putting into their bodies at this time. But anyways, so minerals. There is 4 minerals here that are under target. So calcium is 811 milligrams. Should be around 1,000. So we're not too far off there. You could just add a little more milk in the morning. A cup of milk with those Cheerios he's eating. Potassium is significantly low. We are at 2,429 milligrams. Should be around 4,700 milligrams. So you could, for one of those snacks, have a banana, maybe some almond butter, dip it in some almond butter. Those that's one of my favorite snacks. That's something I recommend to people who ask me, what's a good snack that kind of fills you up, in between, breakfast and lunch, or lunch and dinner. Eat a banana or two, smear some almond butter on it. It's a great choice. And then you get some nuts with the almond butter. That's a little alarming, but easily fixable. And then iron and magnesium are both a tad low, but with the addition of maybe a red meat, like on day 3, or a salmon, or again poultry, that could, or dark leafy greens as well. A cup or 2 of dark leafy greens could also fix that right up. But so everything else looks pretty good. Sodium is a little bit over, but with the subtraction of saltier foods, the bag of Doritos, and again the Pepsis, the Monsters, we can kind of fix that on its own. So that looks like zinc's good, phosphorus good, so we're all good there. Then vitamins. Lastly, he is under target in vitamin C, D, E, and K. So those all, vitamin C, again, we can maybe add another cup or 2 of orange juice throughout those 3 days, and he's not that far off. He's about 10 milligrams off of vitamin C first. He's at about 65. Target is about 75. So vitamin D, like I said, maybe another a glass of milk. Eat a couple more bananas, dark leafy greens, all that kind of stuff. And E and K are also under, but not by much. So overall, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be once I saw some of his food choices. But again, I felt like I was being a little bit hard on him, and I didn't wasn't trying to be judgmental, but that's sometimes being relatively new to this, you have to kind of learn who you can be a little bit more strict with, and learn who you can't be strict with, and kind of have to baby them along, so to speak. But so just some their parents, or his parents, were responded very well to it, and they're all about it because they've been they've stayed very active, and they're very busy. And I told them, pick one day out of the week. I'm not so worried about what he's eating at home, because I know you guys can easily fix that with just making homemade dinners. May take a little longer than you stopping at Chipotle or wherever else they stop, but in the end, it's only going to be beneficial to the child, and kind of working him out of bad habits while he's younger, developing healthier habits, and habits that'll stick with him longer, that will eventually be extremely hard to break. It's just good habits are just like bad habits; they're hard to break. And once you start yourself in it and you see results, he loves baseball, he loves football, he wants to be that star athlete. So it's still it starts with what you're putting into your body, and it starts with fueling your body and eating to perform. But he's 14, he's just having fun with sports, running around with his friends, playing video games, whatever he does. So that being said, I told them, if you go to like a Wegmans, we have a Wegmans, it's like a grocery store up here for those of you who aren't from Western New York. But so if you stay to the outsides of the grocery store, it's typically where all your fresh fruits and vegetables are. Your potatoes, your carrots, your anything you can think of, fresh fruit and vegetables are on the outsides. Your lean meats, fish, chicken, steak, other red meats, and what else am I forgetting? Other red meats, and then once you start getting into the middle aisles, you start getting into the sodas, and 2 liters of soda, and refined sugars, the canned goods, the processed foods, all that stuff that's very high in saturated fats, through the roof in sodium, which is kind of what he's consuming a little bit here. So if we can get them to stay to the outer edges of the grocery store, they can eat pretty healthy, and people are amazed, like, oh, I didn't know that. Well, think about it, they gotta cool everything off on the side, so that's where all the good healthy stuff is. So that's about it. And I enjoyed helping a young person. I can really easily say that it was a little nerve-wracking, but trying to tell somebody else what to put in their body, whose parents are older than me, obviously, and telling them basically how to feed their child. But you can't look at it that way. You got to look at it like you're trying to help somebody develop healthy habits, and kind of make life changes. And it's not just the 14-year-old, it's not just Dennis, it's his parents who have been wanting to eat healthier, stay more active, even though they run 2 to 3 times a week, but they like to start weight training and all this stuff when they have time, or when they get time. So excuse me. So I really think like you doing meal preps together as a family, make it like a family thing, make it fun. You're never too young to learn how to cook, and prepare your own food and learn what's healthy, what's not, because most of the time it starts with the parents. If the parents feed the kid bad food, the kid's gonna start thinking that's good food, and he's gonna start eating it nonstop, not knowing what he's putting into his body. So develop good habits at a young age, we won't have to worry about some of these, this obesity, childhood obesity epidemic. So, but appreciate you all listening. Can't wait to watch all your videos and look at all your projects. Take care.